how cute my mug is. It says trick or treat. Also, if you see a lash doing its own thing, mind your business. I love coffee at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, what's up? I'm Allie and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my September book haul. Wow. First I was like, what month are we in? And then I was like, what am I even doing? It's not a wrap up. I'm not gonna have a wrap up this month. My whole wrap up is for a secret TBR. I have about 10 books here to show you, which I feel like is like it's like a healthy amount of books to haul. But this video in particular is so kindly sponsored by Book of the Month. And I squealed, literally squealed. I was like Regina George, but like the excited version of her whenever she comes home and is like, ah! That was me when I saw this had come in the mail. If you don't know what Book of the Month is, it is a monthly book subscription box. There's really two big reasons. There's a lot of reasons to love this subscription, but there's two big ones for me. And the first one is affordability. Is that a word? I think that's a word. But this is normally about $15 a month, and I think that's so great because it's a nice standard size hardback, and in any bookstore these would be over $20. If not more, sometimes closer to 30. It depends. So it's already such a great price. You can have add-on books from previous months for a discounted price as well. It's normally about $10, which is, I mean, it's just like you can't beat it. You can't beat it. And another thing that I really enjoy is that their selection is pretty varied, in that every month they curate a selection of kind of their new releases with the upcoming authors, and they try to focus on these new voices. I don't know, they always got great picks on there, and they range from romance to historical to sometimes even fantasy. If you are interested in Book of the Month and checking them out, I do have a coupon code for you. So you can get your first month for $9.99. You can always skip at any time, and you know, if there's a selection that you're not really into that month, or maybe you're behind on your TBR, you can just skip. I genuinely don't think that I can rave enough about this subscription box. I just really love the selections every month. I love the affordability, and I just always look forward to it. And plus I love their bookmarks. Little perk, they're always just really cute. If you want to get your first month for $9.99, you can use the code BOOKUP. And I'll leave a link to all the information for Book of the Month down below. So thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this as well, because it is a dream come true for me. Now we're going to get into October's books, which I got here. I was so hyped. I'm saving what I believe is the best for last, but you know, we'll get into it. The first book that I ended up seeing was Alice Hoffman's Magic Lessons. I do believe that this is a prequel to Practical Magic. I have seen the movie Practical Magic, but I haven't read the book. So this follows Maria Owen, the 1600s, and this is where she starts to learn her magic, and it is here that she ends up placing, I believe, the curse that ends up haunting, you know, her family for forever. I love this cover. This cover is stunning. This kind of reminds me of Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice, but I think it's just perfect for the aesthetics that I'm going for in this room, so I might have to get around to Practical Magic. I enjoyed the movie a lot, so. And the next one is The Girl in the Mirror, and this sounds so good. This is about, I believe, twin sisters, and Summer has everything that Iris wants, including Summer's husband. So Summer asks Iris to she asks Iris for her help on a boat, to take a boat somewhere. And something happens on this boat and Summer disappears. So Iris gets to the mainland. Summer's husband thinks that Iris is Summer, and Iris is like, just gonna play along with it because Summer had everything that Iris wanted. Quite the inheritance as well, and she has to find a way to produce an heir in order to get this inheritance. She has to beat all of her siblings out from it. So we have to find out what happened to Summer, what's gonna happen. Is this all gonna blow up in her face? I don't know. This sounds so intense. Okay, another one, Leave the World Behind, which also sounds intense. This is about a family who is kind of just trying to get out, you know, do like a quiet vacation with their family. So they rent out, I believe, this cabin like in the middle of nowhere. So they think everything's going to be quiet and fine, and then in the middle of the night there is a knock on the door, and it is an older couple who are saying that they own the house and they have to come for safety because kind of a blackout has swept through New York City and the world is no longer safe. So is the vacation home isolated from civilization truly a safe place? Or are they safe from one another? This one seems relatively short as well, but this is not one that if I would have looked at this, I would have realized that it was quite the thriller intense. But it sounds really good. Then there's A Ties That Tether, and this is kind of a romance, but it seems like it's based around a lot of kind of about self and self-reflection and things like that. This is about a woman who, at a young age, as her father is dying, she promises that she will marry a Nigerian man even though they end up immigrating to Canada, and her mother has been very adamant about this and has tried to keep her in the Nigerian dating pool, and then one of these dates goes wrong and she ends up having a great time at a bar one night with Raphael. I believe that is his name. Raphael. And, well, he's tall, handsome, and he is white, definitely not Nigerian. So soon her feelings become a little complicated because she's not too sure, you know, if being with him is kind of a broken promise to her family and what that means, and does that make her any less Nigerian than she is. So just seems like a really nice self-inflection book. Look at the back of this. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And then the last one that came, I literally screamed, and I was just so darn excited. I was not expecting this. This is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. One of the most, I believe, anticipated books, it seems like, of like most of BookTube. This is about a young woman, I believe, who ends up striking some sort of deal that she can live forever. However, anyone who meets her will not ever remember her. And so this is about her life, like, spanning over 300 years and all the things that she witnesses. And I believe every year on her birthday, Lou comes to visit, checking to see if she's ready to give up her soul. So, you know, probably not. But then one day she wanders into a bookstore and there is someone there who actually remembers her, and it changes everything. This sounds like a perfect fall read. I'm so excited. I heard that it's a little bit of a slow-paced book, which is totally fine by me. So I'm very excited about this. Those are all the Book of the Month selections. Again, I'll leave the link to the website down below. This could be yours for $10. For $10. Just saying. Okay, now let's get on to the other things that I got. I had stopped in at Barnes & Noble. I was out of town because we don't have any of those around here. And remember, just a few weeks ago, I unhauled the stories of Sherlock Holmes. Well, you know, naturally, I just had to pick up a different copy. I did say in that video that I did want a different copy because that one was a mass market paperback, and I just really love these Barnes & Noble kind of leather-bound exclusives. This one's beautiful. It's got green sprayed edges, which was honestly a choice. It's an interesting green to go with this brown, but I didn't design it. So, yeah, I love the spine of this. I think it's going to go really well with the aesthetics of my room. But, yeah, maybe eventually I will read the stories. I've read some stories of Sherlock Holmes, but, you know, ensure that I will go on in the future. Some sort of video idea, maybe. Reading all of Sherlock Holmes, and maybe all the spin-offs and all the stories that have been inspired, because I love a good Sherlock Holmes inspired story. I also, while I was there, picked up the Barnes & Noble, I believe this is the book club edition. I don't know what the difference is, but this is Cemetery Boys, and I have heard so many good things about this. This is like #1 thing to get to on my October TBR, and this one is extra breathtaking because, oh my, look at underneath it here. It's got this gold foil on it, and it is just stunning, gorgeous. I love it. I want to put it on display. Like, I love the cover, and then underneath it's just as lovely. This follows Yadriel, and his family is having a hard time accepting his gender. In order to prove himself, he decides he is going to summon the ghost of his murdered cousin and set it free. However, he ends up summoning bad boy, what's his name? Julian. And Julian is not going to go so quietly back to death. Yadriel decides to help Julian in order to tie up some loose ends, and the more time he spends with him, the more he realizes he doesn't want him to go. So good. Everyone keeps raving about this. I love a good ghost story, so very, very excited. Some other books that I received, one was Grown, and this sounds so good. I love the color of this cover, so so gorgeous. This is about Enchanted, and she wants to become a professional singer. She ends up getting spotted by R&B artist, what's his name? Corey Fields, and you know, he kind of manipulates her, and she gets kind of sick of it. He wants to control her every move with rage and consequences. That is until she wakes up with blood on her hands and zero memory of the previous night. Corey is the one dead. So of course the police are looking at her as a suspect, but there's so many other layers to it, and I'm sure this is going to be a look into kind of how poorly people are treated in the star world, and how, you know, people in higher positions take advantage of those who are looking to grow. So I think this is also going to be so very good. And then also got Star Daughter. This is gorgeous with the gold shiny pages. Oh gosh, I love this. This follows Chital, and she is somehow akin to the stars, and her mother has already gone back to her star, and Chital has to kind of keep this hidden, and she's trying to suppress kind of her abilities, and then one day she accidentally strikes her father with her powers, and the only thing that can save him is a star's blood. So she has to travel to the stars and answer the call. They've been trying to call her back to the star, but when she gets there, they realize that they've been trying to call her because they want her to be their champion. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah. They want her to be their human champion in a competition to decide the next ruling house of the heavens. So she agrees, desperate to save her father, and then, you know, the games begin. I love a good book with a game. I love fantasy books with a game, so I feel like it's been such a long time since I've read a book that revolves around any type of competition, so I'm so excited about this. Again, stunning. I have like a color theme happening this month. Like, I was looking at them and I was like, definitely on to an aesthetic. Definitely stuck in a certain aesthetic right now. Then I did get several items out from the library. However, they are for the secret TBR, so I cannot show them to you. However, there is one that is not for the secret TBR, and it is The Magnificent Monsters of Cedar Street. And this just seems so darn cute. I did start it. The beginning chapter talks about like all the different magical creatures, some that we know, some that I was unfamiliar with, but basically her dad is a vet to these magical creatures, but they have to keep it quiet because no one knows that these like monsters are supposed to exist really, so she has to keep it quiet. They like have dragons in their house and stuff, and she is helping her father, and then one day he just disappears and all the animals are gone. So she has to go on a hunt in order to find him. She sets off with her new friend, a zombie puppy, and a dragon in order to find her father. And I just think this sounds like the cutest adventure. It seems perfect for the fall time. So I'm pretty excited to continue on with it. It's been good so far. I'm not very far in though, to be honest. So those are all the books that I got in August. No, not August, September. Dear God. Let me know if you've read any of these books, which ones I should read first. I'm very excited about all of them. Thanks again to Book of the Month, and if you guys are interested, again, I'll leave the information down below. I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!